Is this the death of Task Force? Well, the game's only been out for, I'm gonna say, a month and a half, pretty much. And as of 2:30 p.m. on the 22nd of October, I guess you could say this game is a dead game, and it's really sad because a lot of us had hope for this game, even with the slander approach this game was getting in the beginning. But let's talk about how did we get from a game with a booming, excited community to a game where there's no one even on the server as we speak at the moment. Like, this game initially dropped August 27th, and I can speak for myself, but I believe the first time I played the game was the week of Labor Day. I want to say the Wednesday or the Thursday, because I was at my girl's house, so I played on my laptop until I got back home the next week. And I'm not gonna lie, at first I was a bit on edge because I saw the slander campaign. Like, I saw the things people were saying about the game itself, or the Tracer Interactive, the devs of the game. But like a like-minded person should, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna judge the game for myself. Plus, it was only $10, so what can go wrong? Once I got the game, I am not gonna lie, I had a blast because SOCOM used to be my favorite game. Hell, it's still like in my top 5 franchises. But it's been a long time since I played it, and I just wanted that feeling back. So to be able to play SOCOM on a somewhat modern system, aka my PC, I was delighted. Even when there was like almost no one on the server, I was still happy to even shoot bots. Like, it just brought me back to like a happy place when I was younger or whatnot. So I enjoyed myself. And then over that same weekend, when I was like off from work and able to play with actual people, I had even more fun because it was literally just like the old days. Matter of fact, I think that's how everyone felt. Everyone was just happy, vibing, chilling. You had maybe one or two people who took the game way too seriously 20 years later, but it was all fun. I think at peak, there may have been 200 to 300 people on the server. I might be wrong here. But I know you had multiple dedicated servers filled up, plus even private server with bots. But how did all that go wrong? But how could all that possibly go wrong? You seem to have a dedicated community behind you. You seem to like be listening to what we want, and you're taking feedback. I mean, minus the slander campaign, almost everything was going your way. Unfortunately, on October 12th, 2022, the devs, Tracer Interactive, made a post on their Discord saying they're taking the game off of the market because pretty much the servers were dead. No one was playing. People just abandoned the game, this, that. And now people are leaving reviews saying, what's the point of even playing the game? They feel ripped off because it's a dead game with no one playing. And the bots have no AI, if that makes sense. So pretty much to save face and all that, they got rid of the buy button. But how do we get to this point? First things first, let me just bring up something that I don't know why this doesn't get brought up more, but people don't bring it up, and I keep routinely brought it up on my stream. Twitch.tv/Odreazy, by the way. And the SOCOM community at this point, those who want to play SOCOM, we're on the older side of the gaming spectrum, if that makes sense. Like, the first SOCOM came out in 2002. SOCOM 2 came out in 2004, 2005-ish. So let's say you're a 16-year-old when those games came out. Let's use SOCOM 2. That means by the time Task Force finally released, you are now like 34 years old. At 34 years old, you probably have a job, maybe even a career, maybe a family and all that. And let's be real, how much time do you have to play this game? This is the problem that I kept addressing with the Task Force community. Most of the community, most of the people playing this game are people between the ages of, I want to say, 28 to 40, hell, even plus 40. We are not going to be on at 3 o'clock in the afternoon unless we're off, or unless it's the weekend. And even then, even if we're off, we probably have something better to do with our time than to play the game. All due respect. So, that's the first thing. Your community and the people who you make the game for are on the older side, and we're not going to have the time to play the game. Unless it's between the hours of maybe, I want to say, 6 p.m. to, at the latest, 2 a.m. That's the latest I've seen a packed server. Yeah, you can say something like, well, let's try to influence the game for the younger people, but let's also keep it a buck, right? The younger person today has gotten used to Call of Duty, Apex, fast-paced gameplay and all that. No one is going to watch old Joe Schmo stare at the fucking wall on Fishhook and Crossroads for 6 minutes. And then mind you, right? If it ends in a draw, you gotta do it again and again. And sometimes these games could literally go on for over 45 minutes to an hour. Yeah, you can say that, like, oh, League of Legends lasts that long, which, by the way, to me, the boring game, or Valorant could last that long. But here's the difference between Valorant and Task Force. Valorant actually has people moving across the map, and pretty fast movements too, and exciting movements. Task Force is really just the origin of pro sitting and camping, to be completely honest. No new person coming into the game today is going to enjoy that. I mean, if they wanted to enjoy that, they'd probably go play Rainbow Six. And to keep it a buck again with the community, so remember now, the buy button is gone. So of the 300 people peak time, I want to say of those 300, maybe 50 are currently still playing the game. Of those 50, maybe 10 belong to the same clan. So if you manage to get a game, do you want to keep playing a game where you're being stomped on by clans? I think someone put it the best in the Discord. If I wanted to play clan wars against a clan every day, I would join a clan. I'm not playing this game to get stomped on. I mean, I can't fault them for that. No one plays games to get rolled on. People play games to enjoy them. So that was definitely like an unspoken problem in the game. Whenever you played, it was mainly a clan on one side, and you were randoms on the other side. And that clan has coordination, and you have no coordination. It's kind of easy to see how that game's gonna go. Yeah, you had a few that like mixed it up and whatnot by like separating the clan, but after a while, when enough people joined the server to where the clan could all be on one team against randoms, that's when the game became a straight massacre. The other problem that needs to be spoken about is all the games that came out from August 27th. You had all the sports games. So you had FIFA, Madden, NBA 2K, NHL, and I guess Tiger Woods for those people. And especially if they play like Ultimate Team and whatnot, or they do online franchises, they're going to start playing those so they can stay competitive more than play SOCOM or Task Force. So there goes that crowd of people. Then you also have those who want to play Overwatch 2, which just came out, ironically on the 4th. And that's when I truly realized the server was going down. From the time Overwatch 2 came out, it was almost DEFCON 0. If you get what I'm trying to say. So there goes that. I'm not sure how much people was playing during the Modern Warfare beta, because I was on the Modern Warfare beta, but I'm sure the server took a hit there too as well. And then, like, the real death blow to me, honestly, for this game would have been once Modern Warfare 2 actually launches, which would have been in a few days, matter of fact. So, yeah, you're going to have a hard time keeping people on this game. Especially if the popular move that I'm hearing is people are just going to go play SOCOM on Modern Warfare 2 third-person mode. Which, personally, I haven't played yet, but I heard it was very good. Alright, as for number 3 for why we're in this current dead state for what went wrong. Let's talk about the devs. Now, I know when the game first came out, the devs already had an uphill battle because they had a huge slander campaign on one side and had to convince people to try out the game still, this and that. I've spoken to the devs on my stream, and they seem like real reasonable people. I don't see why people really hated them and whatnot. And even now, I still don't see it. But at the same time, like, on October 12th, they made the post saying they're going to remove the buy button because the game is currently dead, there's no one playing, people are leaving negative reviews and all that because of it. But right before, like, I think a week or two before, if I recall correctly, there was a post saying that the dev team is currently working on something to improve the game, like adding ranks, listening to our community, adding ranks, adding ladders, better clan features, and better gameplay things. So how do we go from you're improving the game to you're removing the buy button? Because by removing the buy button, to go back to the point I was making earlier, you're forcing this now group of 50 or less people to only play with each other, and eventually we're going to get tired of it and just stop playing, except for that core group of people who want to play Task Force. But I'm pretty sure those same people have the other SOCOM emulators and whatnot, and could just go play that with more people. Like, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong, but that's my logic. Like, that's what I would do. So, like, on top of not letting new people into the game, now you're losing more of the people who already had the game. Like, come on. Pretty much, look, you can say that we knew what we were buying into, because in the description for the game, it said they made the game early release and whatnot because they ran out of money. Yes, it actually did say that. We ran out of money for funding, and this is our way to make money real quick so we can keep making the game. So now the thing that a lot of people have going on in their heads is you guys only released the game to make a quick buck off of us who missed SOCOM, and they're running for the cash. Because now that the server is closed, well, not the server, but the buy button's closed, you can still log in and play. Let me just establish that. You can still log in and play the game right now. You just can't buy the game if you already didn't have it. Like, who are we going to play with? It's not even like we're going to play with the bots, because while the bots are there, they really don't have that much intelligence unless you're playing Respawn. And even then, yeah. Like the dev team said, they're going to use the time that they remove the buy button to improve the game and to work on the game to make it into something they really, really want the game to be. But let's play a game real quick. What happens, right, if this game that they really wanted to make is nothing like Task Force? So you already bought the game, granted it was already $10 and whatnot, and you thought you were buying the next version of SOCOM, but now whatever game they make is like a third-person Halo. Are you gonna be happy? You gotta tell you what, I sure not. And I think that's what some people are scared of. Like, they went from saying one thing to saying and doing something else. And one thing that you have to do as a company, or even a group of indie devs, you gotta stay true to your mission, bruh.
I'll take that back.
Like, I can't be saying I'm gonna be doing this and then do that instead. Trust me, I have problems like that on my own stream. Like, you gotta keep it as straight as possible. People like when people are straight up. They don't like curveballs out of nowhere. And October 12th is definitely a giant curveball for a lot of people. Especially when some people were charged like $20 for the server. Now, granted, you didn't have to buy the server. But what would happen, right, if you bought the server on, let's say, October 5th, and then they closed it a week later? I hope whoever that was, they ran their money back, because a new server definitely popped up late before the 12th. So I don't know. But if you didn't get your whole month in, I hope they gave you the money back. But yeah, that's where we are now with Task Force. Like I said, before the video, I logged in and there's no one there. There's only 3 servers up. The PS server, US East, and I think US Central. And there's no private servers right now. This game came out to a lot of like hype and exposure and all that. And now all that's gone. You can say that Tracer Interactive pretty much killed their own game. Hopefully, whatever comes out during the holiday season, according to their roadmap, is a better version of Task Force. But I don't know. You had it all in your hands, and then you just fucking crushed it.
I can get shot through that?
Between the community,
Well played.
between the things around the game itself, and between the devs, it was pretty much just a perfect storm for disaster. My name is Odreazy. I haven't ranted like this in a year, but hey, maybe I'll do another one soon. I don't know. Peace, y'all.
Oh,